Good.
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus the Christ. And greetings to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the globe, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous Americans, and those who fit the curses that are scattered to the four corners of the globe. Shalom. We are the Hebrew chosen elect. We are fellowshipping here at Rose Hill Community Center at 19 Lamson Lane, classroom 110B. Join us for Shabbat service here from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we're going to continue in our Torah reading. I believe we're at Genesis 25, Genesis 20. And we'll be beginning. So please grab your pens, your paper, notebooks, and please take notes diligently. And you have any precepts to add, please say Salakia or raise your hand, and we will acknowledge your precept, and we will continue on the lesson in our reading. And if you have any precepts online, just type the precepts in the comments, and we're glad you read your precepts as well. And we're going to start today at Genesis chapter 20. The book of Genesis, chapter 20. And Abraham sojourned from thence toward the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah, his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But Yahweh came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, Yahweh, wilt thou slay also a righteous man? Said he not unto me, she is my sister. And she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this. And Yahweh said unto him in a dream, yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all the servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were so sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sawest thou that thou hast done this thing? And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of Yahweh is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And it came to pass, when Yahweh caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, this is thy kindness, which thou shalt show unto me at every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech...
Real quick, so did Abraham lie about Sarah? No?
No.
How we know that?
earlier.
She's 12.
Mm.
But she is, yet she indeed is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother.
Yeah, why isn't that a lie? Is he committing incest?
Nope.
He's not. So how ain't he lying?
He's not lying because the sister part is because they come from the same tribe of people and brothers and sisters.
From the same tribe of people? Through what lineage?
Through Shem.
No. Yeah, but no.
Same father with different mother.
Through Abraham. Abraham's family. They're cousins through the father's side.
All right.
Remember? Niall, you know that?
Yeah.
How are they sisters? I mean brother and sister. Give me a scripture. Who got the scripture? Give me one scripture.
It's still through the seed, right?
Yeah, the seed. So that's why I say yes and no, because yeah, the same family as Shem, but even closer. You know, Shem had many different sons.
Yeah.
This is actually Abraham's father's family line. So that's what it means by same father, not mother. She's not from my mother's side of the family. She's from my father's side of the family. Because Sarah was Abraham's what?
Salakia, you can go to Genesis 11 and 31.
We can go there. This is just a refresher, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
We can go there though.
But that's where I think.
I want to make sure everybody's caught up, especially the young people.
Yeah, if you go there, it explains how, Let me read.
Yeah, let me go there though.
Right.
Let me pull it up.
11:31.
Yeah, that's it. And then there's another one. But these are two main ones. We're not going to go through, everything again, but these are good touch-ups. You said 11 and what?
11 and 31, I believe.
Or 10 and 31.
Oh, is that where you want to go?
I don't know, because I can't go all the way down to 31 on this for some reason.
11. It's basically saying that Terah
You scroll down.
is Abraham's
Yeah.
father.
No, but it's not giving me.
You tell me if that's the right spot.
Yeah, I'm about to look, but I don't think it goes to 30.
Yeah, 11. 11.
Oh, yeah, it does. For some reason, not on the app, I was scrolling to the verse and it wouldn't give me 30 or 31. So, yeah, let's read it.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 31. And Terah took Abraham his son, and Lot the son of Haran, his son's son, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son Abraham's wife. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there.
Yeah, so see, it says his father's daughter-in-law. So if it was his daughter, he went all of a sudden because my son and my daughter get together, now it's the daughter-in-law. No, that was my daughter. So, so no incest. No incest. Then sister being a term that you would call a woman of your nation. Who knows where we're going?
Been a couple weeks.
Tobit.
Mm-hmm. It was who got the chapter?
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12.
And then it's another one. But yeah, Get that?
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe.
Always thy father's tribe. As Israelites, we already know a seed of the father, and then take a woman of your father's tribe. I mean, and we know that's Israelites. Tobit, he's in captivity. It's the heathen, and it's whatever tribe he is in that place. So he's letting his son know, don't take the heathen, take somebody of your father's tribe. But we know that we can go anybody of the seed of Israel, just to clarify that. But the reason he's letting his son know specifically his father's tribe is because they're in captivity. And this is where his tribe is in captivity at. Right? Go ahead.
And take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe, for we are the children of the prophets. No, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land. Now, therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction, and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay, and great want for lewdness is the mother of famine.
All right, now jump Tobit 8:7. So it's a righteous thing to take a wife of your father's seed, and that's exactly what Abraham did. Before there was Israel, Abraham took a wife of his father's seed, and then he had his servant get Isaac a wife of his seed, patrilineal lineage. And we see Tobit instructing his son Tobias of the same thing. And then now we're jumping to Tobias taking that wife. So Tobias is about to take his cousin the wife. And this is what he said before he consummated that marriage. Go ahead.
The book of Tobit, chapter 8, verse 7. And now, O Yahweh, I take not this my sister for lush, but uprightly. Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together.
So he said he takes not his what? Sister. So same way Abraham called Sarah his sister, same way Tobias is calling her name's Sarah too, actually. Sarah, his sister. But it's really his cousin. Her father and his father are brothers from the same father. So you can finish that out, then we'll go back.
And she said with him,
oh, you finished
it.
Kind. So if you was, everybody was here for the previous, we touched on it, because this is the second time it happened, so we're not going to go as deep as we went there. But that just shows. So he wasn't committing incest, and he also wasn't lying. He was using what? Wisdom. Exactly. So go ahead.
And this is 20:7. Now, is this the first time the word prophet? Is Abraham the first prophet before Israel came along?
Well, technically, Adam had the word. Adam, you could call prophet.
No,
Enoch.
No, I'm just saying, what is it? It's attached to Abraham. Is it attached to?
Let's go there.
Yeah.
Where is it?
20:7. Genesis? Yes. I thought the word prophet only came when Israel came into play. This is before Israel.
Oh, no. Remember, Enoch prophesied Noah. No.
I mean, as far as the title prophet,
The title prophet?
That's, when he said, in 7, he said he is a prophet.
You want to know if it's the first time the word, well,
Yes.
we can go to BLB then.
Yes.
20 and what? Well, I'm just search prophet. You want to know if that's the first time the word prophet was used?
Yes.
Oh,
On
well,
Abraham. Was he the first prophet?
No, yeah, but you're asking, is he the first? It's the first time the word prophet is used, Genesis 20:7.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the first prophet. That don't make him the first prophet because the first time the word was used.
Okay.
Remember, the word was given to Adam and his lineage down to Noah, Shem. Remember, Enoch prophesied in book of, let's go there, book of Jude.
Yeah, but see, at that time, when Adam on down, the title was the sons of God.
Yeah, but this isn't, it says he is a prophet. You got to remember, though, there's a conversation going on. God, Yahweh, is getting on this king and letting him know you done messed up.
Mhm.
You have taken a woman from a man who is a prophet. So this is just God. He's letting him know this man is a prophet to me. But that doesn't mean he was the first prophet, because Enoch walked with God, and we see in Jude that, go there, it says Enoch prophesied. Enoch was taken up. So way before Abraham, God already had prophets. Enoch being one of them.
Yeah, that was just the question. That's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, and I looked it up. It is the first time that word is used, but that doesn't make him the first prophet of God. So just to prove it, for everybody here and online, or anybody that comes across the video in the future. So it's 14, Jude verse 14. It's only one chapter in Jude. So Jude verse 14. I'll read it. So Jude verse 14 says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, behold, Yahweh cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their heard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So there you go. Enoch was a prophet of Yahweh. But yeah, to the original question, is it the first time the word was used? Yes, it is. But we also, you got to remember what, like the Christians say, context. The context of the verses, God is letting Abimelech know, you done messed up. You about to take a woman that's not just already got a husband. This husband is my prophet. Yeah, so.
Also, when you were talking about taking a woman of your own tribe, that would be Ecclesiastes 26, 20.
Yeah, I got that. I was, yeah.
Read it real quick. Let me get there. You say Ecclesiasticus?
Yes.
Sirach, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus is good though. What chapter?
26, 20, 21.
Yeah, that's where I was going next.
You already got it?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. So for anybody online, why are we going here? What are we going here for?
About taking a
Wife of your own seed.
Taking a wife of your own seed. So
Yeah.
just for everybody to be clear, we're going here to show taking a wife of your own seed. Also, we showed that Abraham is using that language of calling Sarah his sister because she's of the same seed as his father.
Come on.
So verse 20, you can go ahead. I'm there.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse, I was starting 18. Verse 18. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock, so that thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent.
So Abraham, he's the father of faith, right? In this time, he's like the only righteous person walking in the ways of God and righteous, and he's an example for us, right? And he's doing what? He's doing what we read here. He's an example of that. So when we read, he's going around calling her his sister. That's what the example he set. This example right here of getting a fruitful possession and sowing it with his own seed. That's why we see Isaac did it. But Ishmael, did he do it? No. Jacob did it. What did Esau do? Went and got Canaanites. Right? So, you see this going down. Because everybody talks about, the law didn't come till Moses. And all through the Bible, I mean, we was having a conversation with somebody, me and Yaikwa, yesterday. All through the Bible, and we've seen it in this Torah reading. We've seen it all through Genesis before the law, that customs found in the law are being kept by our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and even before them.
Yeah, can you bring up the example of 7 clean beasts in Noah?
Yeah, we bought the.
Which one?
Okay. No, that's an example of the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in the reading previous, we touched on that.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. But that's what we see. Like, you start the book from the beginning, before Moses was here, before Israel was here, the laws of God you see being acted out by the forefathers. Just showing that laws of God have always been in effect. You can,
and it shows that, just to show that these men were made perfect through the keeping of the law, because it says the law of the law is perfect. So you see each one of these men being perfect throughout their generations because they were keeping the law, even though it doesn't say that they had a law. That's how you know they had a law, because the law of the Lord is perfect.
Even
it's a lot. So is it safe to say that we had the law before the flood, and it might have was forgotten?
Yeah, absolutely.
And brought back. You know,
I don't even
with Moses, because for you to go through Sukkot,
Yes.
Sukkot is in there, and before the flood.
Yeah.
Where that's at. But I remember having.
I remember.
notes
Yeah, we had the
there.
notes. I remember having it too.
The clean, Leviticus 11.
Mhm.
So it's safe to say that there was a law
Yeah.
always in place with our people,
Right.
but then something happened.
it's safe to say
And they
that
had to come back.
it's safe to say the tree of life was the law.
Yep. And Noah was perfect. You gotta remember that. He was perfect.
And-
Yeah, him and
Who was
Methuselah
the-
both.
Who was the guideline?
Like he had the law being perfect.
It said
Yeah.
he walked with God. We know that walking with God is keeping his ways, following his judgment.
Yeah.
It said Abraham will command his children in the law, statutes, judgments, paraphrasing.
It said Seth did it.
Did the law get lost? Yeah, where did it get
that
lost?
too, the sacrifice.
Yeah, you see
All the sacrifice with Cain and Abel.
Yeah, that too.
you see the law being passed down all the way up until being in Egypt. So yeah, that would be when the law was lost. So why would Moses need to give the children of Israel the law in the wilderness? That's when it got lost. Started following the way, went down into Egypt and started doing what? Instead, walking like the Egyptians instead of walking like the father Isaac, walking like Father Abraham. So
you gotta remember, like, they wanted to even go back into Egypt. You know what I mean? They wanted to do their customs. They wanted to go back there and have special foods and stuff instead of being fed the quail and manna that they was being fed. And they was being fed. They wasn't thankful enough just to be fed. You know what I mean? They wanted the lasciviousness of it. You know what I mean?
Like, you can say that things were added because it wasn't like, why would there be a Passover before the Exodus of Egypt? Okay, but how did slavery in Egypt happen? Why was Israel punished? By breaking some laws, by not keeping some ways of God. So good, right and wrong has always been, because God don't change, right? Malachi says it, Psalm says it, Titus says it, right? God don't change. So there's always been the law. The law don't change. Definitely not right and wrong. Clean and unclean, dietary law has already been here. So definitely. But yeah, so now we read that. We can go back to
14
Genesis. Yeah, is that where you left off?
I believe so.
All right. Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 14. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee.
And why is that?
That way they don't look upon his wife.
Because if a woman has a husband, she's off limits, not only to have relations with, you ain't supposed to be looking at her. That's part of the 10 Commandments. Even the heathen knew that. That's why when he was told that he had a man's wife, he's like, oh shit. And that's why he started pleading, I didn't know this, basically. Just to show what? Before Israel, the adultery was unlawful. So yeah, you're supposed, if a woman has a husband, that's supposed to be like a covering of your eyes. Like she's not there. She has a husband, that's a covering. You ain't supposed to be looking at her. Go ahead.
Verse 17. So Abraham prayed unto Yahweh, and Yahweh healed Abimelech and his wife and his manservants, and they bare children.
Oh, that's also for the Christians or anybody that's confused. That's what Christ was talking about when he said, if you look on another woman to lust, you've committed adultery already. It's not saying that if you look on a woman to lust, you've committed adultery just off because you looked at a woman to lust. It's you looked at a woman that has a husband already to lust. Now it's adultery. It's adultery before you even do the act. Everybody get it?
Come on.
All right.
That's another thing. That's why our sisters, in particularly, you got to be careful of how you dress. You know, that's why he was given the dress code, so you don't make another man look on you and commit adultery in his heart. You know what I mean? Because you being the man, you gonna gaze at another woman. You're gonna make a man look at your physicality. You know what I mean? So it's good that a woman are taught the dress code of the Most High and being modest apparel.
Let's get a example of that. Let's get an example of that. Susan. Let's go to the book of Susan. It's only one chapter, so.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to read the whole thing, but let's get the important part started. Verse 7, I believe. And then we're going to show at the trial, Susan came in covered. Came in covered because when she was uncovered, not even in public, but because Creepy Joe was behind the wall with Agent Orange. Agent Orange and Creepy Joe, Mr. Grab her by the P, and Creepy Joe was behind the wall, you know, looking through the cracks to see her. It raised up lust. So we're going to see after the fact. Then she came in covered because being covered, it helps to keep from the lustful eye. Just going off the point that the brother just made. So you can do 7. Yeah, verse 7.
The book of the book of Susanna, chapter 1, verse 7. Now, when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. And the 2 elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her. Mm-hmm. And they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgments. And albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief. So like you were saying, when you're out here dressed like a stripper, dressed like a streetwalker, you're putting out that vibe, that spirit to raise up lust in men. Look at especially if you belong to another man.
Mm-hmm. And then especially if you'll get offended, because they'll get offended if somebody catcalls at them or says something about, the body parts, right? But they're putting that whole spirit out there. Dress that way, because what we see is men get lustful when they see women, because that's what was put in. If it wasn't something put into man, people wouldn't reproduce. Because when it comes to just being around each other, having something in common, it's like cats and dogs. Nobody want to hang out with a bunch of women. And as a man, as a woman, you probably don't want to hang out with a bunch of men. Hear what we talking about. So, like he was saying, that's why you should dress modest, and we're seeing it in scripture. She's not even out in the public. She's in her own private setting. But Creepy Joe and Agent Orange is in the cut, peeking through the cracks. Right? Go ahead.
For they were ashamed to declare their lust that they desired to have to do with her. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her. And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So when they were gone out, they parted the one from the other. And turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another that they caused that they acknowledged their lusts. Then appointed they a time, both together, when they might find her alone.
And then it just shows us also it's a protection. Because a lot of rapings, and it ain't cool, but a lot of rapings happen usually because of a scenario like this. It ain't always that, but there's a lot of rapings that wouldn't happen if we wasn't out here dressed like hookers and whores and strippers out in public at the Walmart. Now you got somebody over here. Yeah. Now you got somebody over here in the aisle over that he done seen you. And now he's plotting his mind how he can get you the same way these two got together, these creeps got together, and they're trying to find the time that they can get Susanna in this scenario they about to play out. Go ahead.
And it fell out as they watched it fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched her. Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden door, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elders, because they hid themselves. They were hid. Now, when the maid were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us. And we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. And then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of Yahweh. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard,
What verse we at?
verse 26.
All right.
So when the servants of the house heard the cry of the garden, they rushed in at the privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. And
So
it came,
drop down to now at the trial, drop down to 30.
verse 30. So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred.
This is to her trial, being because they accused her of sleeping with another man. They caught her in the act. Go ahead.
Now Susanna was a very delicate woman and beauteous to behold.
Mm-hmm.
And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face,
So
for she was covered,
she was covered. Go ahead.
that they might be filled with her beauty. Therefore her friends and all that saw her wept. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people.
That's good. So she came to the trial. She was covered. Why was she covered? Because when men see beauty, their lust gets inflamed, and they start to plot to rape, or to get the, if it ain't rape, they start to plot to get the box. Not for marriage. They don't plot for marriage, it's to get the box. So it might not be rape, but now you wonder why you get with a man. You wonder why you get with a man. He gets the box, and then he's leaving a note on your pillow, or just not seeing him again. Now you're talking about, I hate my baby daddy. I hate my baby daddy.
And they just looking on you for lust. That's
exactly, because that's what, when you're not dressed properly, that's the spirit that you're putting out there, that lustful spirit.
Huh.
So we can go back, unless anybody got something. You good?
Huh.
All right. We was at 17.
So Abraham prayed unto Yahweh, and Yahweh healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For Yahweh had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And Yahweh, chapter 21, verse 1. And Sarah visited, and the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and Yahweh did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age at the set time of which Yahweh had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as Yahweh had commanded him.
Another law.
Come. And Abraham wasn't 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, Yahweh have made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder. And the child.
So what do we see here?
You see the bondwoman being sent away
Mm-hmm.
with Ishmael.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And this should be a sign too that he's sending the bondwoman away, that you shouldn't even be touching Islam, because this come about of these people. Mm-hmm. So if he send these people away and his covenant not with them, why should you be following the bondwoman and the bondson's religion? You know what I mean? That's right there. That's to cut the Islam right there. Why should you be doing that at all? It's no reason for that. No prophets is coming out of this lineage. He already showed you that this lineage is going to begin with Abraham, who the prophet's going to come from, because Abraham was called a prophet himself, and then he's passed his covenant on down to Isaac, which his seed is going to be called in.
With still with a somewhat of a blessing to Ishmael, right?
Come.
So not to get that misconstrued. Yeah, he was promised to be a nation, and a large nation, and we see that today. But that's not the blessing and the promises that's passed down to the seed. That's not the dominion of the whole earth.
Come.
But we see this separation. We see the Romans 9 and 7. And how's it go? Go ahead, go there. We're seeing it. This is where Paul was getting that from. God is telling Abraham, yeah, you got two sons. Both are going to be great. but only one of them is going to be your seed and get the blessings that comes with that.
You can get Galatians 4.
Get the inheritance of being the children of God, being the prophets. So speaking of Islam,
Okay.
Yeah.
so where first?
We're gonna go Romans 9, then Galatians 3:16.
So the prophethood, speaking of Islam, the prophethood would go to Abraham's seed, which we see wasn't going to be Ishmael. It was going to be Isaac. Ishmael was going to be a great nation, just like they are today.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of Yahweh, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
And where is that? We just read it. The children of the promise, the children of God, not being Ishmael, not being Muhammad, but being through Isaac. Go ahead.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children, that's what we need right there.
Okay, so where we going next? Galatians
3:16.
Can I make a point too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the other nations they'll make the statement that they are out of Abraham's seed also, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when you're studying the scriptures, you got to understand that it's through Isaac's seed. Because if Ishmael, like you said, come up and say, "Well, I'm Abraham," well, he's right on that. Esau can say he's from Abraham. He's right on that. Other nations can say they're from Abraham. They're right. But the chosen can only come through Isaac's seed. And that's where you have to explain to, let's say, if you got a Gentile in front of you and they're saying that it's only through Isaac's seed that the chosen seed come through. That's who the Most High is dealing with. See? Because if you don't do that, because the scriptures do say all nations can be saved through Abraham's seed. But, which is true, but only the chosen is through Isaac. Only the chosen through Isaac. So you gotta make that distinction. Otherwise, they're gonna seem like that they are the chosen.
I got that
brother guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they got that nursery song they used to sing, Father Abraham.
Yeah, I remember that. How many children? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So when they say that, that's not wrong.
They're not wrong,
Yeah,
right?
They came
They're not wrong.
They came out of Abraham.
Right.
Mhm.
Like the elder said, they're not the chosen seed.
Come.
Come.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 3, verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one.
How many?
Of one.
How many seed?
Of one.
How about that? Go ahead.
And to thy seed, which is Christ.
How about that?
And this I say,
It's hold on, not Muhammad.
which is Christ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how about that?
And this,
Allah?
which is Christ.
Come.
And to thy seed, which is Christ. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of Yahweh in Hamashiach, the law, which was 430 years also, cannot disannul, that it should make the promise of none effect.
Right, how about that?
For if the inheritance be of the law, go ahead.
So the promises, the law cannot change the promise.
Mm-hmm.
Come.
But the Most High always keeps his promises. Always keeps his promises. So the law can't change the promise. The promise can't be disannulled because of the law. So what the Most High promised, he's going to do.
And Christ can't change it either,
Can't change
can he? Because the Father promised that.
Exactly. Exactly. Go ahead.
For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more a promise, but Yahweh gave it to Abraham by promise. And he promised to leave that promise through Isaac from Abraham. You know what I mean? So that's where the promise goes on. He said that his seed was going to be called in Isaac, not in Abraham.
Right. Now, if you don't mind you jump down to the 14th verse. So here's where the nations would say that they are Abraham. But this is why you got to read the scriptures with discernment and understanding. Go ahead, John.
Verse 14, that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Hamashiach Yahushua.
Is that true? Yeah, come on.
Huh.
See, the nations, they're going to be blessed through Abraham also. But who's the Most High going to choose as his top chosen people?
Abraham
Yeah,
seed.
Abraham seed, through Isaac.
Come.
That's what the nations got to realize. They're only going to get their blessing through Israel. Come.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're going to get their blessing. They got to recognize Israel as the chosen and we're the true Hebrews. Then their blessing will come. If they don't do that, there's no blessing. Come.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the blessing comes by what? Isaiah 14:1. It's serving,
They got to serve.
Come.
right?
How about that?
I got another precept.
And keep reading this though.
Okay,
I want
Salakia.
to precept this, the
Okay.
end of it.
Okay. Verse 15. Brethren, I speak after the manner of
No,
men.
you didn't finish 14.
Oh, Salakia.
That week.
But we don't think again.
Yeah.
That the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua HaMashiach, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith.
The promise of the Spirit through faith. Isaiah 59 and 20 to 21. Because having the Spirit is promised to a seed.
You see,
The seed we're talking about, this even the Spirit being passed down, it's not just to knock out the spiritual Israel.
yeah.
The Spirit, being a spiritual Israelite, according to Spirit and Truth, is for a physical seed. That seed of promise. Isaiah 59:20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahweh. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed.
That's why we're still here teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Spirit of truth is still in us. And the Most High already gave it to Jacob to teach. That's why we got to be teachers. Keep teaching the word up until the end.
Saith Yahweh, for henceforth and forever.
Forever.
Right.
That promise of the seed is going on.
They
Actual
continue.
physical seed.
Yeah.
The promise of the Spirit. Come.
Right. And it's showing you how Shai came through what? The seed.
Damn, right.
Come.
And no more immaculate conception, all that
Mhm.
stuff. It's the seed that the
Come.
Most High dealing with.
Where we going?
We'll go on to the book of Galatians, chapter 4. We're going to start at 21 and go to 26. Yeah, and this should be enough for anybody who reading this to see that they should not be following Islam or anything that have to deal with that. And
Or
I got
modern
another scripture
day
for that.
Christianity.
Or, yeah,
It teaches everybody's in now.
come. And they show you a chosen seed through the lineage of Abraham, and so far where we're going to Isaac. The book of Galatians, chapter 4, verse 21. Tell me ye that desire to be under the law. Do you not hear the law? For it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was by promise, which things are in allegory. For these are two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. Agar is Hagar.
Hagar.
Mm-hmm.
For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to
That
Jerusalem.
means the who? The Arabians.
For
Right.
this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is and is the in bondage with her children.
Y'all know the true Mount Sinai is where?
In Arabia.
In Arabia.
And it says
That's where the true Mount Sinai. What they talk about in Egypt and all that, Mount Sinai is not in there. Those are all lies.
it says they answer to Jerusalem.
Right.
So why is we Jerusalem answering them following their doctrines and religions?
Verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Right. And there's evidence of that, archaeological evidence that the real Mount Sinai is in Arabia. Gun.
And I want to add one last cut.
They found that in archaeological evidence of that. All right, Gun.
We're going to go from there to the book of Psalms, chapter 147, 19 and 20. And y'all can use this. This is the precept. This is dismantling and cutting Islam up straight like that. After you pull all of these precepts we just went through, you should be able to dismantle it and cut it up. I mean, just with that, it should be light work and short work. You know what I mean? Light and short work. This is where you bounce around from. Just how we going from the Genesis to Romans to the Galatians 3 verse to the Galatians 4 verse.
And there's one more I got in Romans 9. But go ahead.
Yeah, well, we went to Romans 9, and then we're gonna go to Psalms 147, and we're gonna start at 19 and 20. But you can also go to 2 as well. You know what I mean? And those are all cuts.
And even Islam, they push the adherence to the Torah.
Yeah.
So this Genesis is so powerful because okay, we can go to the first book of the Torah and show, okay, hold up. Y'all, this religion comes from Ishmael. Ishmael wasn't the seed of Abraham.
Let alone that, the Quran cuts itself, because if you go in the Quran, it says that all the prophets come from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that disqualifies.
We can get that when you're ready too, if you want.
Okay.
We can get that if you
But
want.
that disqualifies Muhammad from even being a prophet too. You know what I mean? The book of Psalms, chapter 147, 19 and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. So it says that other nations don't even know the Most High's judgments. You know what I mean? So if you in the Quran, you ain't going to get the judgments out of there. You know what I mean? Right. And then you got to ask yourself, anyway, what did Muhammad prophesy? He's a prophet. What did he prophesy? He ain't saying anything but giving a reiteration, but the stuff you already getting from the Bible. Like he said, the Quran tells you to go back to the Torah, but then you go into these Arabian countries, most of these Arabians, you can see them feasting on crabs, on lobster, and mussels and all that stuff. So they tell you not to eat pork, but they tell you also that if you a man hungry, he can eat pork until he lust is filled. You know what I mean? But nowhere in the Bible, you're not going to find that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to tell you to eat the clean beast or unclean beast. How you going to say you can eat pork till your lust be filled, but you going to this Bible say you're going to get fire and brimstone for that. You're going to catch the sword for that. It say that it's going to be recompense to your bosom, that you're going to have ailments and stuff, but you can eat it to your lust. That's foolishness that's coming out of
God
Quran.
ain't sure of what he dictated.
Man, right? That's foolishness.
Now it's been into the will of men. He didn't really mean don't eat it.
He meant don't eat
so
it.
When he says that the Most High not dealt so with any nation means what? Because the Most High created all people, all nations, right? So what does that mean?
It's not covenant.
Yeah, he didn't deal with them as far as covenants and laws and statutes and commandments. The other nations he didn't deal with that way. So there's a special bond between Israel and the Most High. There's a special bond there. Most High considers Israel his wife. Right. So that's a special relationship. But the other nations, the Most High don't consider like that, even though the Most High created all nations. So that relationship is the boundaries of our relationship is on another spiritual level than as far as with the Gentiles, as far as them being human on the earth. They don't have no relationship with the Most High like that. So our relationship with the Most High is through covenants, laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, and the Most High dealing with us one-on-one as his wife. And the Most High is our heavenly Father.
It says that we are the firstborn.
The
firstborn come with the covenants, the statutes, the promises. Right. They are given to us. That's why I said Paul said he wished that he was a curse for us. Right.
That was the one I wanted in Romans. 9.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. 9 and 4. Because he read the one in Galatians 4 where it says about but he of the free woman was a promise. Remember, the promise, after the promise outweighs the laws.
Right.
Y'all know that, right?
Right.
Huh? Promise of the Most High outweighs the laws. That promise is the Most High's word. The law, statute, and commandments are His word too, but that promise is something different. That's on another spiritual level. Cut. All right. So that's why you read in all these scriptures that says promise, and then when you read Romans 9:4, it says, if y'all can got it.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Yeah. Which you pretty much said, but just read it so they can get the.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 3. For I wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law, the service of Yahweh and the promises.
Right.
Who-
See the promises? But you see the special relationship?
And
It's
also,
the giving of the law, the glory, everything. See that relationship? All that's in there, but that last thing is because I promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
and also the law is part of the promise.
Yeah, it's part of the
So,
promise.
like if I promise you a soda, the soda can't be more than my promise
Yeah, exactly.
because you
Exactly.
got that soda because of my promise.
Yeah, exactly. That's special, man. He said, Israel's what? A special people unto the Most. That's why the nations hate you. That's why the cop can kill. What's her name? Sonia
Sonia Massey.
Pow.
Yep.
See? It's that Esau hatred. It's just there, and it's coming out more and more now. Notice that these black women with Edomite men, they just kill them. It's coming out, and it's going to be vice versa too. A black man with white women, so it's coming out, and you see these white women all over the place. It's just anger, just mad. They don't even know why they're mad at you. Just mad, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Why you calling me a nigga? You were just talking a few days ago, nigga. See, and all this because that hatred of Esau is in them, spiritually in them.
The rage of the heathens.
It's rage now, yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because with with them loving the athletes,
Right.
loving
All that
the
stuff.
music, and it would seem to the blind, obviously, that things have changed.
Yeah.
And but still, every now and then you got a Sonia Massey.
Like
It's like
Sonia Massey.
it doesn't stop. So the protest, and they come to the protest, and it's all one big,
Yeah.
all together in one, and we support y'all. But them protests don't do nothing because here down the line a year or two,
It's going
now it's
back.
another one. Sonia Massey. It was what's his
Sandra
name?
Bland,
Yeah,
Philando Castro,
Floyd.
George Floyd, what's his name? Austin Sterling, Trayvon. You can go down the line, man.
It's happening more often.
Mike Brown, and man, we putting our trust in these men. Like how could you do it? You know what I mean?
because
6'5"
we
Edomite.
fall for the distractions.
Yeah.
We
6'5"
fall for the
Edomite
distraction.
shooting a woman that's only 120 pounds. You know what I'm saying? A kill shot to the. Come on, huh? See, but that's an act of war. We don't realize we're at war. The
Yeah.
enemies, huh? We still don't see it. Our people don't see it out there, but that's an act of war.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be thinking about getting together the army, the Most High, Israel, and going to war with them. But we're not prepared for that.
Huh.
See, so that's why the Most High wants to get prepared. He said, "Prepare for war," and they're showing us they're ready for war, but we're not showing it back. Go ahead.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I had a precept to bring out. It's Zechariah 11:4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them
Yeah.
and hold themselves
Not
not
guilty.
And they that seldom say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Con.
That's the perfect
Go
scripture.
that address again?
That's Zechariah.
Zechariah 11:4-5.
This a couple things I was going to bring out in the Quran, and shows that the Quran even contradicts the Muhammad even being a prophet. This is the book of Surat al-Ankabut 29:27.
Surah 29:27.
It says Surat al-Ankabut.
SURAH.
That's how you spell it right there.
Yeah. All right. Surah what?
Surat al-Ankabut.
Sure.
It says Surat. I'm reading it. It don't
All
say
right,
Surah.
what's the number though?
29:27.
See if I can pull it up before you read it.
Yeah, and I'm in a group called Bible Verse Quran, you know what I mean? So I'll be in there just practicing cutting them up, yeah. With their own book, you know what I mean?
Whenever you're ready, I got it.
Okay. And it says, and we gave to him Isaac and Jacob and placed in his descendants prophethood and scripture, and we gave him his reward in the word. And indeed, he is the hereafter among the righteous. Yeah, I mean, so
we're reading in what now?
I'm reading
the Quran.
the Quran.
Quran. This is the book. Is from descendants, the religion descendants of Ishmael. Go ahead. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and it shows you right there. That's a cut right there of Muhammad even being a prophet in the Quran. And I showed them where it lines up with Psalms 147 that we just read. Yeah, I mean. And then I also got
this is the Quran,
you know,
the Surah 29, 27. It's a big word, but in short, Surah 29, 27.
Okay.
yeah, it has some Arabic name hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
The name of the surah. Yeah, I mean, and then from there, where did we go?
What's the one in Cal?
Oh no,
That's the one that says Israel's the chosen.
I got a couple of them. I also got one
it's in
that
Cal something.
Which one? Israel being the chosen.
Yeah.
We gave Israel the book and prophethood. Surah 45:16. We gave them Surah 240. Special favor bestowed on
Okay.
Israel.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Surah 240.
That's not the book of Cal.
All of them in here is surahs.
About Al-Baqarah 521,
Uh-huh.
522.
What does that say? That,
It talks about them being the chosen seed.
oh yeah. Okay.
I got a couple.
Surah 17 and 2. You already said that?
Nah.
That one says kind of what Psalm 147, 19, 20 says.
Okay, yeah, that's what the one said that we just read too.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it showed that the lineage was going to go from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the Quran. I got a couple, man. Like
Yes, a few.
we can dash them.
Mhm. Here we go.
What was that book you said?
Here
it
we
was?
go.
It's not. It's
Al-Baqarah. I'm trying to find out.
Al-Baqarah. It's not called Cal.
It may be the
That's
cow.
That's the Cal.
That's the
Al-Baqarah.
translation from the Arabic.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Well, it says, "Oh, children."
122,
I
right?
read it.
All right.
This
Yeah.
Surah 240.
Surah 240. O children of Israel, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you,
Right.
and fulfill my covenant upon you, that I will fulfill your covenant from me and be afraid of me, only me. So it shows again, yeah, I mean, that he's making his covenant with the children of Israel. Don't say the children of Ishmael. It says he's making his covenant with the children
And
of
that's in what
Israel.
book?
This is the Quran.
The Quran.
Yeah, I know.
Surah 240.
Surah 240.
And read 41 too.
41, and believe in what I have sent down, confirming that which is already with you, and be not the first to disbelieve in it, and do not exchange my signs for a small price, and fear only me.
So it says, believe this. The Quran is telling us to believe this.
Oh, I got a
The
better
children
one
of
than
Israel believe the Bible that says there is no other books. Isaiah 34:16.
And then I got Quran Surah, it's called Al-Maida, Ayat, Surah 5:44.
Let me see how it's spelled.
Here, that's how you spell it right there.
Oh,
Yeah, I told you, if I only know for pronouncing it right.
I put Surah 5:44.
And I got more than this, man. Like I sit there like you can't help but practice cut them up. You know what I mean? And what I try to do is I try to give them what their book is saying, because a lot of them they just claim Muslim and don't even read the Quran. They really don't read the Quran. They don't got no clue. Yeah, I mean,
Islam and Christianity is the same thing.
Same
they,
exact.
they don't read it. I'm Muslim. Why are you Muslim? You don't read it. You don't know what you follow. The Quran tell you to follow the Bible. And y'all said they eat shellfish.
You got Surah 45:16.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's one. Mm-hmm.
It says, and mine says, indeed, lo, we did reveal a Torah, which is Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, were in guidance and a light by which the prophets who surrendered unto God judged the Jews and the rabbis and the priests by such of God's scripture as they were bidden to observe. And thereunto were they witnesses, so fear not mankind, but fear me, and barter not my revelations for a little gain. Whoso judgeth not by that which Allah have revealed, such are disbelievers. You know what I mean? So that shows that the revelations is passed down to the children of Israel, and it's telling them to follow behind this, and it's telling them to follow the Torah. But then you're going to find most of them eating shellfish and mussels and all that stuff. And all that stuff is in Torah. And it's telling you right here to follow the revelations. Where you find the revelations at? In the Bible.
It says, do not exchange my verses for a small price.
Yeah.
Ain't picking up and following Islam, exchanging the Torah for the Quran. But the Quran is telling you that God told the Israelites not to do that.
Yep. Let's go to Romans 15:4, I believe it is.
Where we at? Back to the Bible?
Yeah.
Come on.
And you get also Numbers 11:29 after that.
Yeah, hold that.
So just to recap for anybody, because we're going through a lot, we're still on the fact of Ishmael not being chosen,
No, that's
though
not
he
what I
was,
want. That's not what I
though
want.
he was the son of Abraham. He was promised to be a great nation, but the seed would be called in Isaac. So we're going through the Bible and even some of the verses in the Quran to show that, you know, Ishmael is not the way to go. If you're a child of Israel, the Bible is the way to go, and you're the chosen seed. And Ishmael wasn't. Where we at?
Well, Isaiah 34:16, bro.
So,
Yeah, Salakia,
Isaiah.
I put to the wrong scripture.
yeah, this is the Bible saying that the book don't need a mate.
Huh.
And we read in the Quran, they said to follow and believe the prophets.
That's what it say. It tell you
Now
to
we're going
follow
to hear
the
the show
Torah.
of the prophets saying they don't follow any other books.
Huh. It tell you to follow the Torah. It tell you to follow the revelations. It tell you to follow, pretty much it's telling you to follow Christ. It's going back to Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. But then they're going to try to almost sneak this Yahweh Shah HaMashiach for Muhammad and tell you he the last prophet. When they tell you that the nation of Israel is priests and kings. Yeah, I mean, we the priests and kings. So how Muhammad the last prophet? That makes no sense. None.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16, and it reads, seek you out of the book, out of the book of the Lord, and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them. So this book don't need no mate.
Mm-hmm.
It don't need no Quran. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it said any man that add or taken to, they're going to take their place out of the book of life. The Arabs are trying to add the Quran to this Bible, trying to get you to follow after Islam. When they took over the northern part of Africa through tyranny and converted most of the Israelites who were in Mauritania and all the way to Morocco, where we ruled, the Mali Empire, Ghana, Timbuktu, everywhere where we had libraries and stuff like that. They tried to rule over us with tyranny and force Islam on top of us. You know what I mean? Y'all, some of y'all don't even realize that this was a slave religion. This was beaten to you just like Christianity was beaten to you.
Mm-hmm.
It was, matter of fact, I dare to say it was the first slave religion because we went into the sub-Saharan slave trade first. You were sold into China and all parts of Asia and all throughout Arabia and the Mediterranean. Yeah, and all ships at sea people and their slaves. Yeah, I mean, So why would you even want to follow behind this religion? It's a curse. We serving the stone, the cobblestone. Yeah, you know what I mean, we're serving the cobblestone.
Salaki, it's funny you bring that up because before that one cobblestone was worshipped, there was 364 gods in Mecca that they served. And Muhammad came and got rid of all of them and said, "Oh no, it's just going to be a cobblestone."
I actually got the expert from Babylon and Timbuktu. I got that.
65 of them. They worship daily. So Islam, you know.
And who was Muhammad?
Yeah.
Muhammad was a pedophile.
Yeah, except for 9-year-old.
He married us at 7.
6.
At 6, he married her. Then he went into it when she.
9. Yep.
And part of his policy is the young lady, he could marry a woman and he could divorce her at any time before she has a period. So when she's going to have a period, so he can marry you at 6, get rid of you around 9, and jump on. God. He took his what was that? His son-in-law's wife had him divorce his.
I got an excerpt from the Babylon Timbuktu.
The Quran also says to beat your wife.
Wow.
He says you can beat your wife if she don't listen to you. Like, come on, what?
Yeah.
You'll never read that scripture.
Then who killed Muhammad? He had to die.
Babylon Timbuktu.
Zenobia is the one. And
Page 50.
Because
Okay. We'll read it.
Vicious, vile love.
All right, so speaking of you was talking about before Christianity, he was talking about the slave religion of Islam, right? So Babylon Timbuktu, we're gonna read something starting from here all the way down. Page 50.
This is the book of Babylon, the Timbuktu, page 50, middle paragraph. In the year 627, the battle of the Foss occurred. The Jewish tribes were defeated by the armies of Muhammad.
So Negroes, right? Go ahead.
700 Jews were gathered in the marketplace and offered the alternative, the Quran or the sword. But the devout Jews were accustomed to martyrdom. They did not hesitate in their choice. Muhammad carried out his bestial threat, executed the Jews, and the women were sold. There was another city northeast of Medina called Chayabar. This city was the headquarters of Jewish power in Arabia. After a long siege, the city capitulated to Muhammad under the rulership of Omar.
Capitulated.
Yeah. The Jews of Chayabar were transplanted to Syria. Muhammad attacked tribe after tribe and caravan after caravan that were going to the city of Mecca. These acts enraged the Meccans, and they equipped a large army to destroy Muhammad in the ensuing battle. Muhammad was almost killed. Finally, the prophet marshaled his forces and entered into the city of Mecca. The entire city was abandoned because its inhabitants were afraid of Muhammad. Muhammad decimated the idols in Mecca. However, he did not demolish the temple. When the Meccans saw that Muhammad did not destroy their temple, they returned to the city and joined his religion.
So we started following Islam by way of either death or the Quran.
And not
only you just read out what again for
Babylon
Timbuktu,
page 50, middle paragraph. And not only were we subjugated to his religion, his own people was bought and subjugated to his religion, or they was going to face death too.
And that was what time period was what?
627.
627.
AD.
Yeah. So forced into slavery under the Muhammad. And Muhammad, of course, they say he was illiterate, correct? And he forced Israelites, he forced Hebrews to teach him how to read the Torah. So I'm saying, and how to read and write and everything. That's how he was able to write the Quran.
Just get all the highlights.
Yeah.
Okay.
So on the point you just made, same book, got the history of Muhammad and his creating this false man-made religion. Right.
Oh, and read.
And how this book is going to show how he learned from the Hebrews first as a camel driver. He learned from the Hebrews. And then that's why the Islam is close, but not the same. There's the similarities because the person who made it up learned from the Jews he was carrying around as a camel driver.
You know.
Yeah, they call them slaves. The Arabic name or whatever for slave, Mameluke or something like that. They called us Mamelukes, Hebrew slaves. The Arab at that time.
Grab Luke 14, 16 to 21 for me real quick.
Before you read that, or you read
After I'm gonna read this first.
All right, let's read that. Then I'll get Luke what?
Luke 4, 16 to 21.
All right.
When Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. Muhammad was born at 570 AD, 4 years after the death of Emperor Justinian. He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh and the family of Hashem. His mentality was prodigious, Salakia. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write, but his imagination was superlative. So he couldn't even read or write. He was using his imagination. Muhammad was,
and his imagination was superlative. Because how could one man come up with all this fake false ideology, but he can't even read or write? His imagination was superlative. I mean, yeah, he could make some shit up. Go ahead.
That's all we really need.
That's all you want?
Yeah, because like that. What I want to set up to show you is that the prophets could read. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna show you what Christ did.
Okay, ready? I go there.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 16 and 21.
Let me go grab it.
Chapter 4, Salakia. I said 14. I meant 4.
All right.
And we can start at 14. And Yahushua returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had brought up, and as his custom was, he went in the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. So the prophets went to the synagogues and they read. So how was this man a prophet? He was unlearned and he could not read. We just showed you he used his imagination. He said he's had a superlative imagination. So you want to follow behind some guy who said he was a prophet, was not from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, wasn't given any promises. He came with a religion 627 AD after the death of Christ. Started his own religion after following around so-called Hebrew caravans, destroyed their markets. He put his religion on you, and he could not even read. He used his imagination. How about that?
Let me get one.
Not only this, when he went to fashion this religion we call Islam, that he came back to the Israelites to take and ask their consent that this was biblical.
Yes.
And when they rejected it, he hated them and turned against them.
And
we become the number one target after him. And then the Quran was orchestrated and coordinated with two German white women, with a white woman.
Wow.
That fashioned the Quran.
Yeah.
Trained by Germans, yes.
John 14:26. To add to your point you made, where we just came from in Luke. Talking about how the prophets, they know how to read. The spirit of prophethood, you know, you're no dummy. It gives you wisdom.
And anybody who watching that practice Islam, man, honestly, we not attacking you. We not. We just tearing down the stronghold and this false religion. If you're watching online, you are not our enemies, but you following our enemies' religion, their customs, vain philosophies, and after Muhammad's imagination.
We just using fair use for educational purposes. That's all. We going through the Quran.
Yeah, and not only that, we showing you in the Quran.
We
showing you the folly in the Quran from the Quran. Yeah, I mean, so.
And before you read this, This is why the people was amazed at I think John and Peter. I might be getting names wrong, but they said these aren't learned men. How are they doing this? How are they teaching? They're not learned men because they didn't learn in their schools, but they still had the knowledge, could read and teach the word of God because they had the Spirit, the Holy Spirit on them. This dude couldn't read, but he's claiming to have the spirit of prophecy. It don't add up. Go ahead and read this to prove it further.
Where we at?
To add to your point, 14:26.
The book of John, chapter 14, verse 26. But the Comforter, which is the Ruach Kodesh,
the Holy Ghost, Ruach Kodesh, the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
Who the Abba Nawa will send in my name, he shall teach you in all things and
the Spirit would do what?
Teach you all things.
So, but I don't know how to read or write.
He shall teach you all things.
If you get that Spirit and you don't, you're going to go and learn how, because the Spirit, it moves you to do things. The Spirit came on Gideon and he went to go battle. So if you don't know how to read or write, but he gives you the Spirit, because you got that Spirit, is going to drive you to go learn how to read and write. Go ahead.
He shall teach you all things and bring all things to your remembrance whatsoever I have said unto you.
Right. See that? So when you do make a book in a religion, he's going to give you that remembrance of what he already said to you. So he said not to eat pork. He didn't say don't eat pork unless you're hungry. So if you got the Spirit, you're not going to put some and then add some more BS about, okay, unless you're hungry. Okay, now you can do it.
Yeah, man, pull that up, man. Like, where is that, man? Because I had the post, I can't find it, man.
But in the Quran,
yeah,
somebody gonna have to look it up.
In the Quran, where it says that you can eat till your lust desire. You can eat pork till your lust desire.
What I do know off of the top is Second Maccabees, and how if that was true, why is
Eleazar?
What's going on? What's
he said he wouldn't stain his old age. He wouldn't leave he said he wouldn't even consent to pretending to eat pork. He wasn't even gonna take this beef, this steak, this piece of London broil and say, oh, it's swine. Pretend to do it and do it. They shoved it in his mouth and he spit it forward.
Read Second Maccabees 6:18-19. Because the Quran says that if you're hungry enough, you can eat pork or abominable food. But Eleazar, he didn't get that memo. One of our forefathers, Eleazar, a priest of the Levites, he didn't get that memo.
This is the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes and aged
somebody who could read and write, by the way. Go ahead.
And well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
What did he do?
But he choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torments, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful to love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them that found favor in him. So it was some heathen that had favor in him. They like this guy. They like, look, man, we love you, man. You are a dude. Come on, man. Pretend that you eating some swine, man. But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by God. Therefore, he answered accordingly and willed them straightly to send him to the grave.
I can find it for you.
So it said he was willing to go to the grave instead of even pretend to eat some swine's flesh. But let's see what the
Surah
Quran
2
says.
173. Surah 2 173. Right here.
Surah 2 173. He has only forbidden to you dead animals, blood, the flesh of swine, and that which has been dedicated to other than God.
Mhm.
But whoever is forced by necessity, neither desiring it nor transgressing its limit, there is no sin upon him. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful.
See that? So we didn't just say it, we proved it.
And this ain't in the scripture I'm talking about. It's another one.
Well, this is the one that
Yeah, but that's fine.
saying that if
Yeah,
you're
it's saying.
if you're forced, you
But
can
it's-
eat.
So it's in there more than one time because it say that a man could feel his lust, the one that I'm talking about. It says if he eat until his lust be filled. You know what I mean?
That's Surah 16, 115.
Come on, bring that out.
Read it.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. Wait for him to get there. Then.
Surah what?
16, 115.
Yo, man, the Quran, we using it to swing for the fences. Yeah, I mean, this y'all own book. Like, I even did this with the Mormons, too. I use your own book to confound you. You know what I mean? Your own book. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to tear you down. We're going to tear down the stronghold with your own false religion. You know what I mean? You want to follow behind nonsense, we're going to show you the nonsense in your book.
This 16
Okay, it say something different
pretty
then.
much.
It's pretty much the same thing, yeah.
Same as what you read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does
You
yours say?
said something about no limits. Don't it say that in there?
Nor transgressing its limit.
Yeah, that's what it says. It's worded different.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
That's
what
all.
you wanted?
yeah,
Word lust.
But
yeah.
so that's two witnesses though out of the Quran saying the same thing, that if you need be, if by force, you can eat it.
Yep. Saying if there's nothing else there. Nah, you better find you a salad, man. You're on the island of that pig run pass, you better go run and eat the vegetation.
Piece of grass.
Yeah, man, that's the most high testing you see if you're gonna go against his law. It ain't him sending you a pig to eat. Because he already told you not to eat that pig. You know what I mean? And we already showed you, it shows the Quran tells you to follow the Torah. And you already know what it says in Leviticus 11. You already know the consequences in Isaiah 65, what's going to happen to your organs and stuff. You already know the sword going to come in Isaiah 66. The sword going to come for this. You're going to defile yourself with abomination. And it say, he who defileth God's temple, he who God shall destroy.
And now let's go show why all these false religions. Why Esau has gave us these false religions, and now also the children of Ishmael.
Okay.
Psalms 83.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Psalms 3 too. Elder, you got something to add? Anything to add?
Well, yeah, I did, but so, you know, on that, I was gonna just bring out how the Mossad the Mossad want us to be dealt with in studying to show ourselves approved.
Okay.
But the Mossad don't really deal with illiteracy and all that. Mossad want the men in Israel and all our people to be risen up in knowledge and wisdom and understanding. In Revelation, it says, blessed is the man that readeth, right, and understand.
And we just showed you Eliezer. I said that he was educated. You know what I mean? And you ain't going. You see that continually throughout the book too.
Right.
Like they knew how to read, they knew how to write. Muhammad didn't know how to read and write. Yeah, this is the thing that the prophets had to do. You know what I mean? You had to be well schooled. You know what I mean?
So after you commanded to study that show, let's have a
That's right.
So approved, right.
2 to 6, and then we'll go where the elders ready to go.
Psalms 83,
Just
2
to
to 6. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes.
So that was all we needed, the Ishmaelites. And Edom, Genesis, we're going to see that why they're jealous. But the Ishmaelites, they don't like the fact that they wasn't chosen, and they know it. That's why they make these religions to keep the Negro and the Hispanics and the Native American Indians, the Israelites, and keep us in darkness, because they know it, and they're making it's so that they can keep us the name of Israel no more in remembrance, calling ourselves what they call us.
They piss me off because they'll say you some ham lunch meat, slice it for you, give you a black and mild, sell that over the counter, and some vitality pills, then call you op. Like you their brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was with the brother Abiyah. We was at Golden Pizza and Worcester. They got taken over by some Arabs. And they had a deal where they give you 2 pizzas if you buy a pepperoni pizza. So we told him, man, we don't eat no pepperoni pizza. Why you trying to sell it to us? Then we asked him, do you eat it? He gonna say no, it's just business. But you gonna try and sell it to us. And Worcester, we was at Golden Pizza. Arab had bought it before I left.
Down here, though.
Yeah, but he did it.
Arab sell you beef pepperoni.
Man, he told me, dude, he told me it was just business. And he was so serious. He told me it's just business. So you gonna slice it up and you gonna sell it to me and say it's just business. You know what I mean? So you gonna keep us in sin so that you got business over top of us. You know what I mean? That's messy. And then you selling Newports.
Well, that's an enemy for you.
Yeah, that's an enemy.
That's why I said loathe thy enemies. Israel, for some reason, think they can change the Most High's enemies towards us. You can't change them. I don't care if you married them, he was out of coming out of their stores, business, whatever. You can't change Esau, man. You can't change your enemy. They hate you. See, so we gotta understand that. So, are they right for selling us poor? But they look at us as their enemies, right? So, I mean, come on. But yeah, it's in captivity. Even though when we get in our rulership, we're not going to do that to them, though. You think about it. We're always going to maintain the Most High's commandments, even when dealing with the other nations. That's why the Most High said we're going to deal with our enemy according to His anger, right? So there's not going to be no pedophilia when we rule, right? Even against our enemies, there's not going to be no homosexuality when we rule, right? Even against our enemies. So, but still, that's why the Most High said, double unto them. Double according to them, it's going to be done according to the Most High's. Not because if it was left up to us, we would have Esau coming in with and ruling with us next to us, right? So it's not going to happen that way.
In law, if you call yourself by another name and you have an inheritance, that's called title abandonment.
Right.
Israel has abandoned its title, and that's why the other nations are always
take advantage.
Name because everybody's trying to get a part of the inheritance, which is the law, statutes, commandments, and the kingdom.
Exactly.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree for that.
Go ahead.
What the brother brought out, this Jeremiah 17:4. And though even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
And what's the inheritance that we discontinued from?
Law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah. And the culture and custom of being the Hebrew to go along with that.
Right.
So when you discontinue, like you said, now they're like vultures. Right. Now they're coming in to take part of that, take it over. That's why in our land, they take our custom, culture, language, all of that. Because we discontinued. And another, like you said, we abandoning it. When you abandon it, the vultures are going to come, man.
We cast it to the strangers.
And when a lion leaves a carcass, and that carcass still got meat on it, what's a vulture going to do? It's sitting there waiting, isn't it? It's hovering over until the lion got its full. It's going to come and eat it up. Take advantage of it. So that's what they do. When we leave our woman out there, what do the vultures do? They take our woman. And the woman have no protection.
They have no protection.
So on the match had no protection, nothing. Where was the man in the house? Nowhere.
They must tie up a strong man before they spoil his goods. The woman and our children is our goods.
Yeah. And they take advantage of it, man. We don't protect our nation, nothing out. See? And so they come in and take them, and they land with them and everything, and we do nothing about it. Right? That's active war, huh?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
They damn sure making declarations to keep the war.
Go ahead,
Where we at?
You wanted that scripture, 1 Timothy 4, right? Elder. So I give attendance to reading?
Yeah.
1 Timothy 4?
Yeah, come on.
4, 12 to 14. Or 13 and 14.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, 13 to 14. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of hands of the presbytery.
Yeah, the priest, the one who's teaching you. Yeah.
Come.
We can have it over again.
Till I come, give attendance to reading.
Keep reading now.
To exhortation.
Teaching. Go ahead.
To doctrine.
The word, go ahead.
Neglect not the gift that is in thee.
And what's your gift?
Whatever.
Don't let your talent under the ground. Yeah. Whatever your gift is, expose it. Be an example of it. Don't lay it under the ground, because then your house guy going to do what? Come and take it from you.
Yep.
Because you're giving it up. So he's going to take it and give it to Kalak. Now Kalak will have more. He's going to have your gift. Why is Kalak acting like that, brother? Yeah, why is he doing that like him? Because the Most High took you, gave it to him. See, but still.
And then we got to exhort each other. That means we got to provoke each other to a righteous act too. You know what I mean? That's why you got to be around brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not here to raise up one camp. We're here to gather ourselves together as a nation. You know what I mean? So anybody welcome up in here. If you Israel, you know you Israel, and that's what it is, man. I mean, yeah, Hebrew chosen the leg as a banner, but we lifting up the nation of Israel. We lifting up the Mashal Yasharallah under the nation, under the government of Hamashiach and Hawashai, and that's what it's for. You know what I mean? We're here to build up the government of Israel.
Right, because you have one camp, Hebrew chosen elect, but you have another camp, your house camp, another camp, house of David, another camp, understand, and so for all these camps. Those are just different talents.
Yep, and we represent different gates.
Different gates.
That's it.
You bring all those gates together as one nation. That's what we're supposed to be looking at it as.
And we got to come back to being leadership because our gates is languishing. You know what I mean? That represents the leadership. That's how you know we Judah too as well. Right. Our leadership is lacking. You know what I mean, if you go out in the communities, the leadership is lacking. Ain't nobody else but the so-called blacks and Hispanics leadership lacking. You know what I mean? We're exploiting each other. We convincing our women to shake their ass. We convincing each other to be drug dealers. You can be a Muslim and still sell drugs. Allah Akbar. You know what I mean? Come on, we're going out here. We're going to sell these yams. You know what I mean?
That's a good script. Is that another one?
Yeah, I had that highlighted. Meditate upon these things. Give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself, and unto the doctrine continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee.
Right. Continue in the word of the Most High. I mean, continue in doctrine in the word.
And and it says you got to continue in this to save thyself, and you got to and them that hear thee. So you got to continue into this to be saved. So nobody's saved. That's another cut too. That one saved doctrine.
What's that address up there?
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, 13 to you can start at 12. 12 to 16.
But you know why you continue in reading? Because as you continue reading, like, especially if you're in the truth for a number of years, once you're in the truth, you never stop reading. Why? Because the Most High Word does what? It's going to show you different things in the spirit. Now, you didn't read scriptures probably a million times, right? The same scripture. But it always show you something different.
Yeah, because I had that highlighted and I didn't see that.
Right. It evolves and goes to another level. Be in the truth for 10 years, 20 years, watch. And when you're 20th year, you're going to see something else in that same. We just read it, right? You're going to see something else in that. So that's how the Most High is. That's why he goes, this is the living gospel of the Most High. It's spiritual. Yahweh Shai is in this book. That's why a lot of people can't read it, because the Most High shut the bowels of knowledge and wisdom from them. So it's only Yahweh Shai that can open up your mind and spirit to the truth. He has to open it up to you. Okay? If he don't open it up to you, then it's going to be shut. You got the Bible at home, it's going to be shut down from you. You're not going to be able to understand it. So that's why you continue reading, because this truth is evolves, and the Most High bring it to us a little bit here, a little bit there, here a little, and there a little. See, so that you can understand it. Because the Most High give it to you all at one time, are you gonna understand it? You're gonna take it and run with it. Next thing you know, you're the comforter running around talking about you the comforter, or something like that, something crazy, right? Or you this or you that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then you go off. So the Most High give you a little bit at a time, so we can ingest it, absorb it, so we can be able to handle it. That's what he told Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel, take the book and take it and ingest a little bit. It's going to be in your mouth as honey, but when it gets to your belly, it's going to be a little bit bitter. It gets to your belly after about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years in the truth. You say, wait a minute, because now the Most High is giving it to you more and more and more, and then you're mature in the truth now. You're able to see certain things. You understand? And you're developing a mature spirit in this. Yeah, go ahead.
I had a precept. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Start at 1, and it says, "And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Christ. I have fed you with milk and not with meat. For hitherto ye were not able to bear it.
Yeah, able to bear it, right.
Neither yet now are ye able."
Now you're able. See? So when you first come in, don't worry about trying to hurry up and get all the truth and read the scriptures from Genesis to Revelation in like a week. Come on, man. And next thing you know, you're reading all different kinds of books out there. Even Solomon said the study of many books is wearisome. Right? You just take a little bit. I didn't start reading the book of Jasher and the book of Enoch and the book of Jubilees until what? Up until about maybe 6, 7 years ago. I didn't touch them books. I read the Josephus though a long time ago, but but still, that's the history, right? But those other books, I didn't touch them. And those other books are you read about them in the Bible, so there's truth in those other books too. But I didn't touch it until I got the scriptures, after 20, 30 years, and then the truth till I got the scriptures. Understand? Because you don't need all them other books out. I'm not gonna say don't read it, because the Bible do mention Jubilees and Jasher and the wars of the Most High, those books, but you read them later on till you got this down. See? So you're like a babe, like he just read, you're like a babe, and then because you're not able to bear the meat yet, because then you'll go off. Just like I was telling Daniela, we were driving here by a brother named Bun Yahweh, and he's talking about he's David. And won't you come follow me? This is the other day. Because David is the shepherd, and David's coming back in reincarnation, and he's going to be the shepherd. He's going to lead us out of America. I said, no, brother, that's not going to happen. Well, then you're sitting, and if you don't follow me, and I'm David, and and all this stuff, and I'm like, brother, you're going off. See? So a little bit at a time, man. But still, the Most High deal with us as intellectual folk, intellectual brothers and sisters. Most I want intelligent brothers and sisters. Most I don't have no, like you were saying about Muhammad being illiterate. Most I don't do no illiterate. You know what I'm saying? Ezra was a high student of the laws and statutes of the Most High. Paul was too. High up there. You know what I'm saying? Paul was high up there, man. Very intelligent. That's who the Most High deal with.
And they show you that they did read. They got up and they preached. I mean, Ezra got up, what was from 6 to 12, 3 o'clock, something like that. He got up, he took the camp with him. You know what I mean? They said, they read and prophesied to the people on the Shabbat. You know what I mean? Like they wasn't sitting around, they wasn't twiddling their fingers, they was out there doing the work. You know what I mean?
And his key, they read.
Yeah.
He didn't go out there.
Yeah,
he ain't go out there and just ain't have nothing to read from.
Yeah. Can you stand that long? Out there and read the word, just and all Israel out there, and you for hours, 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
And it says he's on a pulpit, and he had the priest next to him, just like we go out there and teach now.
Without an amplifier.
Without an amplifier.
That's prophesied to win.
That's a pure voice. Just reading the law. They're just reading the law and giving the understanding of it. That's on a high spiritual level, man. That's like the spirit of an angel. So that's the level we got to come on, but we got to get it through stages, and we're going to get it that way. So but he's right about Muhammad, illiterate, and needed the Hebrew slaves to teach him how to read and write. And he gonna come up with the Quran. And they called us Mamelukes, Hebrew slaves, during that time under Muhammad and the Arabs. And under the caliphates of the so-called Arabian Empire, during the Ottoman Turkish Empire, they had us as slaves, right? And so this is the deal. So today, it just the same thing with the Egyptology, same thing with the conscious community, going into all those religions like that. And then, of course, the Muslim religion and Christianity, same deal, right? Yeah, go ahead,
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 8, verse 2.
Yeah,
I
question real
was going
quick.
to build on your comment when you was talking about eating the scrolls and it be as honey to their mouth.
Yeah.
It later bitter in the stomach. And when we first come in and we watch the Most High bring down the stronghold that we had a problem with in our lives, right? And then that's sweet as honey. But once you get in there and you find out that grandmama was nothing but a whore.
Yeah.
And more than three
Becomes
quarters of
bitter.
the family is fitted for destruction, then that's when it becomes
Because
bitter.
it's bitter, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, this is the book of Ezra, chapter 8, verse 2.
What are we showing? The reading of the
Yeah,
Bible?
yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of
All right.
men.
You said Ezra
Chapter 8, verse 2. Oh, Nehemiah, Salaki, I'm sorry.
Nehemiah 8:2.
Yeah. My apologies. It's talking about Ezra, though.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding, upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street, that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So he was reading and prophesying on the book of law, man. Like, Muhammad, you cut, you shut down, man. All the Ishmaelite religion is shut down. You taking on no oppressive religion. And be thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. None of them. Let him keep that fake moon god worship, because that's what it really is. They got it from Semiramis in Babylon.
That's all.
That's where they got it
Half
from.
crescent moon. All that.
Yep. Oh, that's where all that worship come from. The moon and the stars. You know what I mean? You got Christianity, sun worship, secret sun worship. You got Islam, secret moon worship. Serving gods, wood and stone. They even say that that's the book, that's the head of Venus inside the cobblestone. They believe that it's the head of Venus or Aphrodite, which is one and the same inside the cobblestone. And when you go there to kiss that metal part, that's a piece of the rock, and that's a mock vagina around it.
Mm.
So you're kissing the vagina of Aphrodite. You know what I mean? Where aphrodisiac come from?
Salaki, I got a scripture for that. Joel 2:27.
Job 2:27?
Joel.
Okay, my bad.
Go to Joel.
I did too.
Joel, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy,
Right.
and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions.
Right.
Yep,
Most of us giving that talent and spirit to Israel.
that's right. Nothing to do with no
Women can
Ishmael.
prophesy too, but it just can't be over men in the congregation, teaching them in the congregation. But they have the spirit to prophesy too.
Absolutely. A woman brought me to the truth.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I know the truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Children too.
Yep.
Your children can say something in the spirit all of a sudden,
Right.
and it can be right.
Yeah.
And you know, as you as parents, sometimes you try to tell your child to shut up or whatever, but no, they're right. So you're gonna have that, and that's the spirit of the Most High. So we can't shut this thing down. We got the spirit of the Most High flow. You know what I'm saying? We just gotta structure ourselves correctly as a nation, but let the spirit of the Most High flow in us. And it doesn't happen. Sometimes we prevent that from happening because of our sins. Like you said, going into different religions and all that. And pride, you know what I'm saying? Pride and envy and jealousy sometimes prevent the Most High spirit from flowing into us. And by doing that, we make those mistakes. Like you said, don't envy the oppressor. You envy Islam, you envy Christianity, you envy other religions. And so that prevents the Most High from flowing into us in a righteous way.
Come on.
Yeah.
I got a precept. I just wanted to show one of the prophetess. This is Judges 4:4. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of the Dudah, she judged Israel at that time, and she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment.
How about that?
Come on. Absolutely.
Who says the Most High can have a woman judge or a woman on a high level like that? Judith is one too. Rebecca, Sarah, they were all one like that too. Yeah, they were all up on that level.
Yep.
So
Abigail,
yeah, Abigail. Yeah.
And pretty much all of Israel males, because they were under the subjection of a mom.
Right.
Bring them in. That was her duty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's the first teacher at home. Yeah, I mean, but she still of our nation. Your teacher's still gonna build your nation.
Yeah, we ain't supposed to be getting with Cardi B's and Sexy
No.
Reds and having babies, and they ain't teaching them shit.
Yeah, and that's the mother of the nation, Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? That's the black woman today. You see it, that independent mindset and all that. That's the mother of the nation of Israel. So that's why the Most High now is saying, "O ye men, have I called to bring back the order of the nation of Israel." And then you know, 1 Corinthians 11 tells you the order. You know, Yahushua, the man, the woman, children. There's an order to it, and it's up to us to bring that order back. Yahushua sitting there, okay, what are you going to do? I gave you the truth. Now what are you going to do? You got to bring the order back. Otherwise, it's going to be like it is. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking on what Yaakov brought up in Psalms 83 about crafty counsel. That's how you know it's crafty counsel.
Yeah.
Because Cardi B on video talking about she don't let her daughter listen to that music that she makes. Right. You know.
Wow, you kidding me?
She playing the music. She covering her daughter's ears.
You're kidding me?
Yeah,
so
she did say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, Young Jeezy.
That means they know what they're doing, huh?
Young Jeezy talking about trapping and dying and thug motivation, but his son graduating cum laude.
Wow.
He's telling your kids to go out there and
die. Trapper die.
Wow. How about that?
That Puffy was pushing voter die.
So they know they're pushing madness. They know they're pushing that madness out there, but they don't. Their children listen to it.
Yeah,
it's just like you said, for money and whatever.
Filthy lucre.
Filthy lucre.
Yep. Ministers of Satan. Where we at?
Well, I guess we can go back now. We are at 21.
Yeah, we just started 21.
We're at 21, and we're down to.
We never went no further.
We did. We're at 14.
No, we had 21. No, we started.
Or,
chapter 21.
Yep, we had the beginning.
Verse 13. We're down.
And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. When she went and sat her down over against him, a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And Yahweh heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of Yahweh called to Hagar out of the heavens and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for Yahweh hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And Yahweh opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water. And she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And Yahweh was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at the time of Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, Yahweh is with thee in all thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me, hereby Yahweh.
Real quick, for you got the catch. We ain't gonna read the whole thing again, but it said, and Yahweh was with the lad. It says, and God was with the lad. So bug out gonna say, see, Yahweh, he's with Ishmael too. So it actually doesn't say Yahweh. We're just in the custom to saying when we see God, Yahweh. So you go into the blue letter, you go into the Hebrew, it's the Elohim was with Ishmael, not Yahweh. Right?
So
it's important to point that out, yeah. So it doesn't mean the right hand angels. It don't specify, but it says Elohim. So it don't say Yahweh, because some people will run with that. Might even be watching now. I remember at the feast day, brother was over here talking about Ishmael, was following the Most High and all this. Nah. So it says God, and the Hebrew says Elohim. So just to make sure, because cats will run with that. But so the Elohim was with him. So now we can drop back where you was left off.
Verse 19.
You got that far because I was looking it up. Go ahead.
And Yahweh opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And Yahweh was with the lad.
Elohim.
And the Elohim
was with the lad.
And the Elohim was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took him a wife of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at the time of Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto
real
Abraham.
Quick. So this is an example of, this is my sister of my mother. Because Hagar is a what? Egyptian. When God Ishmael a wife of the Egyptians, not of his father's seed. Just to point that out. Go ahead.
Yahweh is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me hereby Yahweh that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I wot not who have done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs out of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called that place Beersheba, because there they swear both of them. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, Phicol, the chief captain of his host, and they returned unto the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba and called there on the name of Yahweh, the everlasting Abinawah. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. And it came to Salakia, chapter 22. And it came to pass after these things that Yahweh did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he has said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will test thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which Yahweh had told him. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto him, Young men, abide ye here with the ass, and I the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hands and a knife. And they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father. And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, Yahweh will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went, both of them together. And they came to the place with God had told him of, and Abraham built an altar and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest Yahweh, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and took and beheld behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for the burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of the place Yahweh Yireh. And it is said to this day, in the mount of Yahweh it shall be seen. And the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time and said, By myself have I sworn, saith Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, and in his seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and then rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt in Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was Abraham saying, Behold, Milcah, she have also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, Huz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram, and Kesed, and Hazar, and Fildash, and Jildath, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Reumah. She bare also Tebah, and Gaham, and Thahash, and Makkah. And Sarah was 127 years old. These were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kirjath Arba, the same as Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord. Thou art a mighty prince among us. In the choice of our sepulchres, bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth. And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me and entreat for me to Ephron, the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he have, which is in the end of his field. For as much money as it is worth, he shall give it me for a possession of burying place amongst you. And Ephron dwelt among the children of Heth. And Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even of all that went in at the gate of the city, saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is therein I give it thee. In the presence of the sons of my people, give it thee, bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed down himself before the people and the land. And he spake unto Ephron in the audience, and the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray thee, hear me. I will give thee money for the field. Take it of me, and I will bury my dead. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver, that betwixt me and thee. Bury therefore thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed to Ephron the silver, which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field and the cave, which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders around about, were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of the city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre. The same is Hebron in the land of Canaan. And the field and the cave that is therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of burying place by the sons of Heth. Verse 24.
Chapter 24.
Slakia. Chapter 24. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by Yahweh, the Abanawa of heaven, and Yahweh of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. And their servant said unto him, Peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, Beware that thou bring not my son thither again. Yahweh, thy power of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swore unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. And the servant took 10 camels of his master, and departed from all the goods of his master, were in the hand. He arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, the time that women go out to draw water. But he said, O Yahweh, thy power of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down the pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, drink. And I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for the servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master. And it came to pass before he done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said,
Go back to 16.
Verse 16. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin.
So the damsel was a virgin.
Neither had any man known her.
Why is it separating the two?
It's telling you that basically she's a young woman being a virgin, but no man knew her as she's a virgin in terms of not having consummation.
Yeah, and it's clarifying it. It says neither, showing that she could have been a virgin and had known man before. Right. So this another scripture you can, you can, but it's one you can.
She was a woman of marrying age.
Con, you can, but it's one that you can tie to what the virgin birth. Yeah, doctrine. You can go all the way back here. Rebecca being a virgin, and it let you know neither had known man known her. So I just want to point that out. Go ahead.
And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, drink, my lord. And she hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough and ran again unto the well to draw water and drew for all his camels. And the man wandering at her heel held his peace, to wit, whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. She said, moreover, unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshiped Yahweh. And he said, verse 27, and he said, blessed be Yahweh, the power of my master.
Chapter 25.
24. And he said, blessed be Yahweh, thy power of my master Abraham, who have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way. Yahweh led me to the house of my master's brethren. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man, unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah, his sister said,
no ring for her finger.
And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me that came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. Now it wasn't a ring. The ring is a Roman custom.
Right.
It's a straight up Roman custom. And getting down on your knee to the woman that come from Diana worship is worship of a woman. You know what I mean? So no, we ain't supposed to have no wedding ring. We ain't supposed to get down on no knee, do none of that. No, that's not the tokens of marriage. You know what I mean? Your covenant is between you and the Most High. That has nothing to do with a ring. That ring is a curse thing.
And the father.
Come on.
The father. That we went to the fathers. What you had in the back?
So when you see this jewelry that they placing on her, is it like some form of token of marriage? Because if you read over, you ain't get there yet, but it really represents a nose ring.
I would say it could be a token, but it's not a commandment. It's something you have to do. I mean, right.
Custom.
Yeah, it might be more of a custom. But even when you're looking, ancient Israel, when we got married, sometimes you would get married, but it wasn't public. So you could have a reception and make it public later on. 10 years down the line, then you could do it public, you know what I'm saying? But Israel did have a form of what they call a ketubah, a marriage contract. That's called a ketubah. So we did do that, understand? So that you would have some kind of official record that got married.
And not only that, the father received the tokens of marriage too, which would show that they consummated the marriage, and that the father received these tokens being as though his daughter was a virgin. You know what I mean? And that would be something to honor. You know what I mean? The father will want to receive these things, but we haven't been taught these things. We've been taken away from them. You know what I mean? And that's why we back to build it back up. You know what I mean? We got to teach our children,
and also
men and the girl children, that their virginity is sacred. You know what I mean? It's something
also,
that you should
like
come
Yaakov was saying, the father would receive the shekels,
the dowry
from the husband. So that could also show, all right, like an official record that the father gave the permission for the husband to marry his daughter through the shekel. And when he gave the shekels, there probably was a record kept of that too, right? Understand? So, but getting down on one knee and giving the ring, no. Can you imagine Jacob doing that? Jacob didn't do that. Jacob worked all them years for his wife. He wasn't.
I want to get down on our knees.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We didn't do that.
Verse 31. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of Yahweh. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he unhinged his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was a seat meat before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and Yahweh hath blessed my master greatly, and he is become great. And he have given him flocks and herds, and silver and gold, and men servants and maid servants, and camels and asses. And Sarah my master's wife bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him have he given all that he have. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of Canaan, of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure, the woman will not follow Slakia. peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with me, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if thou give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto thee well, and said, O Yahweh, thy power of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, give me, I pray thee, a little water of the pitcher to drink. And she say to me, both drink thou, and I also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom Yahweh have appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her and said, whose daughter art thou? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head and worship the Yahweh, and bless Yahweh thy power of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from Yahweh. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as Yahweh hath spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped Yahweh, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things, and they did eat and drink. He and the men were with him and tarried all night.
So I think what we're reading is something of a dowry. So he gave to Rebekah, and he gave to the brother, and he gave to the mother. And then once we're done this chapter, I want to show, you was talking about the marriage contract. Mm-hmm. I want to bring that out in Tobit. We can show that being a custom. Right. So, but keep going.
And they tarried all night, and they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10 after that she shall go. And he said unto them, hinder me not, seeing Yahweh hath prospered my way. Send me away that I may go to my master. And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mother at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went with Salaki and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well Lahairoi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. So she just meeting the master. She even showed modesty right there. She covered herself up.
I was about to say that, Con.
She showed that you're supposed to be in subjection. It also represents submission. She was in immediate submission before she even met her master. You know what I mean? She had to trust the God and that he was sending her to be married. You know what I mean? And be married. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother's Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Showing that you consummate a marriage by sex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go real quick on that. So back to the topic of the custom of the contracts, right?
Contract, yeah, marriage contract.
Go to Tobit 7 and start at 10. We also see that through the whole Bible that it was custom to, you're not just like the diner thing, the woman ain't just out
Right.
and about
Right.
and getting hollered at.
Right.
That was like a instance where that wasn't supposed to happen. The custom is we're supposed to go to the father because the daughters are a possession the same way his wife is a possession.
Absolutely.
No, there's something else that we've lost through being here under Esau for 500 years and having all our customs taken. Now, and the whole thing with the ring thing and proposing. That's not a thing that's not part of our customs, proposing to a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You take that proposal to her father.
Right.
Tobit 7 and 10. I'll pull it up here. I'm gonna do that anyway. Well, start at 10 though, because it's going to show that it's going to state that it being a custom, right? Raguel is going to kind of, make that statement.
It also shows that to be a husband, you must be a working man. You must be a
Because there's a dowry involved.
Yeah, you got to have money to pay the dowry.
If father gets a dowry, we
can't go to the father. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to marry your daughter. What's the father going to say?
And how you gonna take care of my daughter?
Hey, how you going to take care of him?
Stay away from him.
Right.
You stay away from my daughter.
He's preaching that bum doctrine.
Yeah.
Be waiting on your house to come back.
Yeah.
And like, if anything, we see that Isaac gave Rebekah bracelets and earrings and jewelry, but no finger ring. So if you're gonna give
it says her face. It says the earring on her face.
Yeah, so it went from her ear to her earring.
But if but if you're gonna give your
still gotta be the nose ring too to connect.
It could have been all of those things.
Yeah.
He could have gave you a ring, but I mean, he gave it.
But we see he didn't though.
Yeah, he did.
So because
He gave
that
it
probably shows that was that ring custom being
It's a Roman custom.
but it came even before that, didn't it? It probably came
started in Rome.
But we know they copied off of every.
No, I'm talking about the proposal ring. Yeah.
But it probably even was before that, because we know Rome didn't originate nothing themselves, because Esau hasn't originated nothing. But we see that he gave her about everything except for a finger ring.
Yeah.
So if you are going to give your new rib something, give her what Isaac gave. Stay away from that ring. But we can go. You ready?
This is the book
Tobit
of Tobit,
7.
chapter 7, starting at verse 10. For it is meet that thou shouldest marry my daughter. Nevertheless, I will declare unto thee the truth. I have given my daughter in marriage to 7 men who died that night. They came in unto her. Nevertheless, for the present be married. But Tobias said, I will eat nothing here till we agree and swear one to another.
So Tobias is agreeing and swearing to the father. We just reiterate. Go ahead.
But why would they all those men die?
Because of that demon, that spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But also the Most High was doing what?
Saving her for him.
Saving her.
Oh,
For
right.
Yeah.
It probably was a demon that the Most High sent.
Mm-hmm.
But still, the Most High didn't want her to have those men.
Later in the story, the angel said that. He said she was for
Meant
you
for-
from the beginning.
We
See that?
see that
So-
with Sarah and Abraham too.
Right.
Mhm.
So go to show you how marriages are really set up by the Most High. Even though we're reading about Isaac and Rebecca, I was set up by the Most High. Because Rebecca was beautiful. I read history where she was, you know what I'm saying? Sarah was too. They said Sarah was like kind of tall and beautiful then. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Rachel, I think Rachel probably surpassed all of them in beauty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, any of those brothers back then would have wanted to marry Rebecca, but she was saved for Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She was saved for Isaac. So those 7 men, oh, that was it. That was, you know what I'm saying? That was it.
And how do you
Where
know
you go,
that?
Doc?
How do you determine that she wasn't saved by the Most High? Is she wicked as hell?
Yeah.
The scripture says that
A woman gave
a wicked woman is given a portion to a wicked man, and then it also says a virtuous wife is a gift from
Yeah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Yeah, so you know that can be a determining factor if you're
Yeah.
wondering. I wondered, you know, I got my red. I wonder if she was really sent from the Most
She
High.
gotta
Well,
go.
let's see.
She gotta go.
The fruits
She
will
wicked, she gotta
the
go.
fruits will let us know.
They will let you know.
The fruits will let us know
Yeah,
every time.
That's also why you wait a while.
That's
Give
right.
it 6 months or something.
Proving.
Yeah.
Proving period, right?
Yeah, proving period. Don't
Yeah.
go right into it, man. You know, back then, sometimes, you know, back during the time of Isaac, you can go right into it and know because it was sent by the Most High. But now, you gotta give it proving time. You marrying the enemy, the devil, you marrying the serpent.
Mhm.
You gotta wait it out. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 12. Regulus said, Then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine. And the merciful power giveth you good success in all things.
It said according to the manner. What manner?
Mhm.
The way that we do things as Israelites.
Huh.
Go ahead.
Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father. And he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, Behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father. And he blessed them. And called Edna his wife, and took paper.
They
and
took
did,
what?
And took paper,
So they took paper. They're putting it down in writing.
and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it.
Make it official.
And see, it also has to do with though. It ain't just a paper showing like proof, like this woman's mine. See, we're married now. It said covenants.
Huh.
They was making a deal. Tobias and the father, they were making deals to get this daughter in marriage to him. And this is proof of that. So that nobody can turn around and say, oh, he took my daughter
Mhm.
and he wasn't supposed to, or Tobias come back and say she wasn't a virgin. He said that she didn't know a man. Okay, you got the proof. And then also, if you read the story, inheritance were promised to go to Tobias by his rib, because Sarah was Raguel's only child, right? What's the law? The law is if you only got daughters, they have to marry somebody that's of your tribe,
Mhm.
and that inheritance goes to them.
Huh.
So these contracts would have things like that. Like, okay, when her parents die, I have this covenant and contract. Nobody from the tribe can step up and say, I'm the only one left for Raguel. I can claim his inheritance. No. Raguel had a daughter, and you know, it's not in the same town, but I'm 2 towns over. I got the paperwork. That inheritance goes to me because we signed that paper, an instrument of covenants. So it was,
Right. If he didn't have a son,
it's a lot more than
the
just.
inheritance would go to the daughter, but the contract was written so that everybody would know that the inheritance just don't go to the tribe, it just go out there. It goes to.
And when you step up to claim that,
Yeah.
you got proof.
You gotta prove it. Yeah, you gotta prove it.
Damn good, bro.
I got a precept. This Ecclesiastes 42 and 7. Deliver all things in number and weight, and put all things in writing,
Right.
that thou givest out and receivest in.
Where's that at?
That's Ecclesiastes 42 and 7.
Because Esau follows that now, doesn't it?
What was that again?
Ecclesiastes 42 and 7.
Esau follows that method now. That's why people write a will. They get a trust done. It's all official. It's all done in writing.
I was trying to find that scripture for a minute.
Every time you write a will or marriage certificate or whatever, it's all done officially. So they get that from the scriptures.
And if it's not claimed, they steal it.
Yeah. That's right. Because there's no official document. There's nothing. So you're gonna, so you're gonna be a thief.
We even owned by him, right? Is that what they say about our birth certificate?
Yeah, we even owned by him.
That's our documents owned
You got holler.
by this country.
I'll check in a minute.
So it's known to remove the record so that there can't be.
Where did-
claimant.
I took us to Tobit 7 and what?
Yeah, especially if it's in the millions.
7 and 10 one.
That's what we see all across the state.
Yeah,
They run it. That's why you think they're in the recorder of deeds,
yeah.
because they can remove the record.
They can remove
12
the
and
records.
14.
Oh my bad. Well,
We
hit
did,
14.
but I'm talking about for what I need here.
I got you.
There's no law.
Oh, you said that.
Yeah, they probably shut.
And that's why he's the standing post.
All right.
I got one in my backpack. I just can't reach it.
Yeah, so it's almost 4 o'clock. We can unless somebody else got something, we can end it there.
No, I'm glad you did, because then I can read some of that book this week. Does anybody have anything to add? No? Okay. Okay, we're gonna end it there. We'll recap next week.
But after, I just want to do like a promotion.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
What I want to do is.
Oh,
After we log off?
Yeah, after everything.
Okay. Gonna close out.
yeah. Once again, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai. My name is Brother Yakanah. To my left is Elder Barak, and to my right is Brother Gamaria. We are Hebrew Chosen Elect. We fellowship here at Rose Hill Community Center from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Shabbat day on Saturdays. If you're able, we ask that you would give a free will offering and donation at Hebrew Chosen Elect, hashtag Hebrew Chosen Elect at Cash App. You can just give anything that's on your heart. It helps us with ministry. It helps us keep a roof over our head so we can fellowship. It helps us get flyers and materials that we may need so that we can continue in our ministry. There will be a Hebrew summit coming in
August 31st.
August 31st in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we would like to ask you and invite you to come. We should be doing a unity camp here on 4th Street in Wilmington during Hispanic Heritage Parade on September 14th. And if you would like to stand and hold post with us, we would love for you and your camp to come and hold a unity camp with us. Yeah, I mean, here in Delaware. If you're able and willing to come, you can hit me, Gamaria up, or Elder Barak at Marshall Yasharala on Facebook. Or you can leave a comment here in the comments on HCE Red Pill Reality. You can watch our camp videos at HCE Reloaded, Hebrew Chosen Elect 2. And you can watch our older videos at Mikael 7 on YouTube as well, at MCHA'7 on YouTube. And you can watch us on Facebook at Rise of the Chosen, and Hebrew Media is our voice. And with that, we say shalom. Home Yasharal! Home Yasharal! Home Yasharal! Hashem Yahushua. Oh, also we are going to be headed to camp at Beaverbrook Plaza in Newcastle.